From the final movie releasing 2 whole decades after it all started, to the director making a huge profit while going down the Star Wars route, here's why James Cameron's Avatar franchise has been delayed. The news came from the producer himself. The next installment in Cameron's ambitious franchise will be hitting theaters way later than expected. Producer John Landau confirmed this on Twitter, claiming that Avatar films are no ordinary flicks. These epic tales need an enormous amount of time and effort to reach the level of quality that audiences are used to. Landau also shared a glimpse of Jake in the upcoming 3rd film, with a mystery Na'vi by his side, letting fans know that they're putting a lot of effort into the sequel, just like they did with The Way of the Water. So another Oscar win might just be on the horizon for this franchise. But brace yourselves, folks, because it looks like we'll have to wait till December 2025 to return to Pandora once again, instead of the original 2024 release date that Cameron had promised. Disney's up to some serious schedule shuffling, and fans are straight up confused at this point. One thing I can say for sure, though, is that the writer's strike has Hollywood in a chokehold, with production shutdowns that have put some major franchises at risk. I'm talking projects like Stranger Things on Netflix, Severance on Apple TV+, and Evil on Paramount, all being derailed and facing delays because of the strike. But with Avatar, things are a little messier. As I said, Avatar 3 will finally grace the silver screen in December 2025. And if that's not enough to make you pull your hair out, Avatar 4 will swoop in nearly a decade later, in December 2029. I'm not done yet. The grand finale, Avatar 5, is slated for release in December 2031, a full 22 years after the first film was released. At this rate, fans of the franchise are going to be sporting gray hair by the time it all comes to an end. Talk about a true test of patience. But let's not forget the real question on everyone's minds. How old will the cast and crew be when these sequels finally see the light of day? Zoe Saldana and Sam Worthington, who play key roles in the movies, might still be in their sprightly 50s. But Sigourney Weaver, who's currently playing a teenager Kiri, will have gracefully aged to 82 by the time Avatar 5 hits theaters. I mean, kudos to her for defying the laws of time. And let's not forget the mastermind behind it all, James Cameron. The man's currently 68 years young, but by the time the grand finale arrives, he'll be a whopping 75 years old. But I guess he's discovered the secret to eternal youth in Pandora's lush jungles. Because in 2022, Cameron boldly declared that he wanted to make 5 or 6 more movies before retiring, with half of them being non-Avatar projects. He also hinted at the possibility of 6th and 7th Avatar films. And while that seems a little impossible with the current timeline that I just talked about, it looks like the visionary director is planning on stretching the franchise out well into his 80s. Fans obviously had a lot to say. A user on Twitter talked about how they're gonna have to go watch Avatar 5 in a wheelchair, while another claimed that they can't even think about the year 2031 without feeling a little dizzy, since it's so far into the future. Even Zoe couldn't stop herself from talking about it. If you ask me, the delays only give the filmmaker more time to perfect every single scene. Besides, Cameron has gone on the record to talk about how no one's more disappointed about the delays than him. But the filmmaker also knows that the incredible performances of the cast and the way that they all work together to bring the world of Pandora to life is worth the struggle. All the delays aside, though, here's what I can tell you about the 3rd Avatar film. Hold on to your Na'vi tales because rumor has it that the leaked title for Avatar 3 is The Seedbearer. But what does that mean? See, Avatar 3 will be all about the Sully family, with a special focus on the kids. Jake's campaign against the Sky People and the Colonel is going to continue, so expect a lot more underwater action. If you thought The Way of Water was wet, you might just need a life jacket for this one. And that's not all, because the 3rd film in the franchise comes with a twist that could get steamy. I'm talking about Evil Fire Na'vi. Cameron wants to show us the Na'vi from a whole new angle, which means some of them will be turning to the dark side. I can see it right now, the Na'vi shooting fireballs and wreaking havoc. It's like the Avatar universe meeting the fiery depths of Dante's Inferno as Cameron flips the script, giving us a negative take, and dare I say, positive humans. But wait, there's more. Cameron teased that we'll meet not one, but 2 entirely new cultures in the film. And now, with these mysterious new cultures, it seems like Pandora has more surprises up its bioluminescent sleeve than you ever imagined. And as far as the cast goes, we, of course, have Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, and Sigourney Weaver reprising their roles. Get ready to welcome a fresh face to the Avatar family, the talented Una Chaplin from Game of Thrones, who's taking on the role of Varang, the fierce and volcanic leader of the Ash people. These Na'vi mean business, folks. They're not here to play nice. They're here to bring the heat, quite literally. See, in the Way of Water, Jake and Neytiri have settled down, started a family, and are living in harmony on Pandora. But trouble follows these two like a pack of hungry viper wolves. Humans launch yet another attack on the planet, forcing Jake's family to seek refuge with the oceanic clan, known as the Metkayina. Now, Jake and Neytiri are determined to protect their brood from the storm brewing on Pandora. By the end of the second film, humans are still causing chaos, and Colonel Miles is back with a vengeance, which sets the explosive scene for the third film. To bring this cinematic spectacle to life, Avatar 3 was filmed in the stunning landscapes of New Zealand to do justice to the world of Pandora. But enough about that, let's fast forward to Avatar 4, which is bound to be yet another epic adventure. Brace yourselves for a 3-year delay, with the release date being pushed to December 21st, 2029. But hey, good things come to those who wait, right? The leaked title for this installment is The Tolkien Rider. And what on Pandora does that even mean? I'm imagining a Dune-like adventure in the Avatarverse, where the Tolkiens rule. But here's the good news, this film's already been shot. Well, at least some of it has. The young actors from The Way of Water had to jump on set to film a few scenes before outgrowing their roles. And guess what? According to Cameron, the script for Avatar 4 is so mind-blowing that even the studio execs were left speechless. But I'm not done just yet, because then you have Avatar 5, the grand finale, which is set to hit theaters on December 19th, 2031. The rumored title for this cinematic masterpiece is The Quest for Eywa, and get this, the action might be coming to Earth. That sounds like the setting for a perfect conclusion, right? With its mind-blowing visuals and record-breaking box office numbers, Avatar is all set to become one of the biggest cinematic series of all time, joining the prestigious ranks of the iconic Star Wars franchise. The first Avatar film sent shockwaves through the box office, raking in $2.9 billion. The 2022 sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, was no less, and made $2.3 billion worldwide. With 3 more sequels in the pipeline, the sky is the limit for Cameron. But with all these delays, some fans think that the director's taking a page out of George Lucas's handbook, aiming for a release cadence of approximately every 3 years, just like the Star Wars franchise. See, these gaps between Avatar 3, 4, and 5 give theaters the perfect opportunity to rescreen the previous movie before each new installment hits the silver screen, which is a surefire way to boost the franchise's total box office earnings and remind audiences of the magic of Pandora. So, from the director making a huge profit while going down the Star Wars route, to the final movie releasing 2 whole decades after it all started, this was why James Cameron's Avatar franchise has been delayed.